Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bold and Beautiful Gossips 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The rain was coming down hard all evening in Los Angeles. It was a storm that would not stop. The streets were shiny like glass. The traffic lights were reflecting off the pavement. The red and green lights were blurry and weird. It was a night. Everything felt weird and scary. It was a night that was hard to predict what would happen. For Katie Logan, this night would change her life. Katie Logan would never forget this night. The rain and the storm would be a night that Katie Logan would always remember. Katie held the steering wheel tight as she drove through the dark streets. Her thoughts were going fast, even faster than the car. She did not plan to be this late, but after what happened at Forrester Creations, Katie just could not go home right away. Katie still felt bad in her chest from the fight Forrester Creations, and what happened there was still making her feel angry and sad. She just could not believe it. She went to talk to Brooke, her sister, because she had heard something that really upset her. Brooke was her sister. She could not believe what she had heard about Brooke. She had to go and talk to Brooke about it. Katie learned something that afternoon. It made her wonder about everything that Katie thought she knew about Katie's life. Katie was really confused. Katie did not know what to think about the things Katie had learned that afternoon. Brooke Logan was a woman who always said that family was the important thing to her. Now it seems like Brooke Logan was hiding some things. These were not things, they were big and could hurt people. Brooke Logan was involved in some business deals and people were getting hurt because of her. There were also people who did not do what they said they would do, which is very bad. Something fishy was going on at Forrester Creations and Brooke Logan was right in the middle of it. Katie did not know everything that Brooke Logan was doing. She knew that Brooke Logan was not telling the truth. Brooke Logan was not being honest with people. That was a big problem. Katie really wanted to find out what was going on. She was determined to get to the bottom of things and learn the truth about it. The truth was what Katie was after. The argument had been brutal. Brooke tried to change the subject to make the story sound different, to say that Katie did not know everything that was going on. Katie was not believing her. Being the Logan sister that people thought was not as smart had taught Katie how to figure out what was really happening. Katie had learned to pay attention to the things that people did not say. The Logan sister, Katie, was very good at reading between the lines. "Tell me the truth, Brooke," Katie said. Her voice was shaking badly. "Are you looking out for yourself? Are you looking out for Brooke's friend, or maybe someone Brooke cares about, like Brooke's family?" Brooke's eyes did something that really surprised Katie. They showed a lot of fear. Katie had never seen Brooke's eyes look like that before. It was like Brooke was really scared of something. Brooke's eyes had flashed with fear. That was something Katie had never seen before with Brooke. Not guilt, not anger, fear. That was enough for Katie to think that she had found something important. Katie felt like she was onto something. This made Katie very excited. She wanted to learn more about what she had discovered. Katie thought that what she had found was going to be very significant. Katie finally walked out of the office. Her hands were shaking really badly. She said to herself that she just needed to breathe. Katie needed some space and time to think about things. Deep down, Katie knew that she was getting into something a lot more serious than just a fight with her family. She was driving her car. Her phone started ringing on the seat next to her. A message came on the phone screen. "Unknown number. You do not know what you are getting yourself into. Just stop digging into this thing. The more you dig, the more trouble the situation with this thing is going to give you. So it is better if you stop digging into this thing now." Katie's heart fell all the way down into her stomach. She looked at the road. Then she looked back at the phone. Her breathing got really slow. She thought about Brooke. She wondered if this had something to do with Brooke. Was this about something much bigger than Brooke? Maybe this was about something big. She was thinking about the phone and the road and Brooke. Was everything connected to Brooke? Was it something else? Another message followed. "Turn around. For your own good." Katie's grip got really tight. She felt a lot of fear. At the same time, she felt very determined. Katie was not going to let fear take over. Katie was going to be strong. "No," she said in a quiet voice. "I deserve to know what is going on," she said, meaning that she wanted some answers about the things that were happening to her. The thing that was on her mind was that she deserved answers. She pressed the gas pedal a bit, because she really wanted to get home and figure out what was going on with everything. It seemed like fate had some other things in mind for her in her life. She was not going to get to sort through her things at home like she had planned with the gas pedal still pressed. As Katie approached an intersection, the traffic light turned yellow. Katie slowed down, her eyes moving to the side mirror. That is when Katie noticed a colored SUV behind the car. The dark SUV was closer than it should be. Too close. The light turned red. Katie came to a stop. She was driving the car. The traffic light turned red, so Katie came to a stop. The light was red now. Katie was stopped. The sport utility vehicle did not. The impact was violent. Metal hit metal hard. The glass broke into a million pieces. Katie's head jerked forward when the airbag went off, filling the car with smoke and making a mess. The airbag made a noise that hurt her ears. Her eyes got all fuzzy. She could not see very well. Katie felt a lot of pain over her body. It was like a strong shock. She tried to breathe. It was really hard. Every time she took a breath, it felt like her lungs were burning. The sensation was like fire. It was so bad. Breathing was something that usually came easy to her. Now every breath of air she took felt like fire. The world went dark. Then came back again as voices echoed in the distance. I heard sirens. People were shouting. Rain was pounding on metal. It was a bad scene. The rain just kept pounding on that twisted metal. Katie Logan was lying in her car. It was all smashed up. She was not awake, she was just lying there. Her life was in a bad place right now. It was like it could go either way for Katie Logan. The hospital. A family in shock. Hours later, the emergency room was really bright because of the lights. They made everything look very white. Doctors were running down the hallways. Nurses were shouting out information about the patients. The sound of machines beeping was constant. Filled the whole room. The emergency room was a place, with doctors and nurses taking care of patients and machines beeping all around. Katie was alive, but barely. The woman had a lot of injuries. She had broken ribs, her arm was broken, she was bleeding inside. She had a really bad head injury. The doctors did everything they could to help her feel better. The woman was still very sick. When Brooke arrived at the hospital, she looked really old. It was like Brooke had gotten 10 years older in one night. Brooke looked so different from the way Brooke normally looked. Her hair was wet from the rain. It was a bad day for her. Her makeup was all messed up and her eyes were red and puffy because she had been crying a lot. Ridge was standing next to her. He had his arm around her shoulders, was trying to comfort her. Ridge was really trying to hold her because she was falling apart. Is she going to be okay? Brooke whispered softly, you could hardly hear her voice. The doctor. That is never a good sign when the doctor does that. The doctor hesitated. The doctor said that she is stable for now. The next 24 hours are very important for her. The doctors have done everything they can to help the patient. The doctors have done everything they can for her. Brooke. Tears were streaming down her face. She was really upset. The tears just kept coming down Brooke's face. She said that the girl is her sister. She was very upset. Begged them, please do not let her lose her sister. Brooke seemed upset when you looked at her, but there were some quiet rumors going around about Brooke. These rumors about Brooke were not very nice. They were starting to catch on. The thing about the accident is that it did not feel like it happened by chance. The accident just did not feel random. Katie had been asking the questions all along. She was not getting the information she needed because the questions Katie was asking were not the ones. Katie should have been asking questions to get the right answers. The questions Katie asked did not help her all. People are starting to get suspicious. Suspicion is. It is getting harder to ignore. The feeling of suspicion is really starting to take hold. Suspicion is growing more and more with each passing day. Steffi Forrester was the person to say out loud what other people were thinking to themselves about Steffi Forrester in the situation. She was standing in the hospital hallway with her arms crossed and a sharp look on her face. She watched Brooke walk back and forth outside Katie's room. The hospital hallway was quiet except for the sound of Brooke's footsteps. Brooke was pacing back and forth outside Katie's room. She was watching her. This whole thing feels off, Steffi said quietly to Finn. She did not like it all. The whole situation was weird. Steffi felt like something was not right about this thing. Steffi looked at Finn. Said it again, this whole thing feels off. Finn asked what that meant. Katie has an argument with Brooke at the office. They really go at it. Then hours later Katie is in a terrible car accident that could have killed her. Steffi shook her head. That is not bad luck. Katie having that fight with Brooke at the office and then Katie being in that near-fatal car accident is just too much of a coincidence. Finn looked really upset. He said, "Are you saying that Brooke was involved in this thing?" Steffi said the timing is suspicious. She thinks Brooke has done some things in the past when Brooke felt like she was in a tough spot. Steffi believes this because Brooke has a history of making choices when she feels like people are closing in on her. The fact that Brooke has made these kinds of choices before makes Steffi wonder what Brooke is really up to this time. Steffi is talking about Brooke and her history of decisions. Bill Spencer was standing across the hall. He was looking at the door to Katie's room. The door was closed. Bill Spencer was not moving. His face was tense. His eyes looked really worried and very angry. Bill Spencer was thinking about Katie. He was wondering what was going on in Katie's room. If someone did this to her, Bill said to himself, I will destroy the people who did this to her. Bill was very upset. He wanted to make sure the people who hurt her paid for what they did to her. Wyatt, who was standing next to him, tried to keep his father calm. He said, "Let us not jump to conclusions about this situation with my father and Wyatt. No, that does not sound right." Wyatt, who was standing beside his father, tried to keep his father calm. Wyatt said to his father, "Let us not jump to conclusions." Bill was not paying attention to what was being said. Bill just did not care about what people were talking about. Bill knew something that the other people did not know. This is why he was different from them. Bill had some information that the others were not aware of. Katie had called him that evening and left a message on his phone. Katie wanted to talk to him, so she left a voicemail. Her voice had been shaky. "Bill, I want to tell you something. If something bad happens to me, you should know that I was looking into something. This thing is about Brooke. I do not know all the details yet. It does not feel right. I am talking about Brooke, and this whole situation with Brooke, it just does not seem okay." Bill did not call her back when he was supposed to. Bill was late calling her back. The message was still in his mind. It was like a warning that he should have listened to. He did not. The message kept echoing in his mind. The investigation is starting now. This is where we begin to look into things. The investigation is going to be a process. We will have to be careful and make sure we do not miss anything. The investigation is the step to finding out what really happened. The police said the accident was a hit and run. The SUV that hit Katie from behind drove away fast. Nobody was able to get the license plate number of the SUV that hit Katie. Some people did not think it was an accident. They thought something else was going on with the accident. The accident was not what it seemed to be. That is what these people believed about the accident. Detective Sanchez got the case, and from the beginning he felt that there was something more to it. He just knew that something was not quite right with the thing. Detective Sanchez had a feeling that the case was going to be a lot more complicated than it seemed at first. Katie Logan had an argument earlier that day, he said to Ridge and Brooke. This means Katie Logan is someone who could get hurt. Brooke stiffened. She said, "Are you saying that someone wanted to hurt Brooke?" Sanchez said that they are looking at all the options. He said this in a calm voice. Sanchez wants to make sure that they are exploring all possibilities for the thing they are doing. Ridge looked at Brooke. He was really worried about her. "Brooke, what did you and Katie fight about?" he asked her. Ridge wanted to know what happened between Brooke and Katie. Brooke stopped for a moment, thought about what she was going to do. She just stood there not really sure what to do. Brooke was not making a move, she just hesitated. That hesitation said a lot about what was going on. It really spoke volumes about the situation and the person in it. The hesitation itself was very telling, it spoke volumes. Brooke said this after a while. She said that the woman did not understand something correctly. The woman made some guesses about what was going on. Brooke thought that the woman jumped to conclusions about something. The woman misunderstood something. Sanchez raised an eyebrow. He said, "What are you talking about, Sanchez?" "No," he just said. "About what?" Brooke's eyes looked away. She said that it was about business matters. Ridge did not believe what he was being told. He thought that the other person was keeping something from him. "You are hiding something," Ridge said to the person. Brooke's voice cracked. She said, "I am trying to protect the family." "But protect it from what? Or from whom?" Katie wakes up. 2 days later Katie finally woke up. Was aware of what was going on around her again. Katie was really lucky to have recovered like that. Katie was happy to be alive. She could not wait to get back to her normal life, doing all the things that Katie loved to do. Her eyes slowly. She heard the sound of machines beeping and she smelled the hospital smell. She was in a lot of pain over her body, but there was one thing that she could think about. Someone tried to stop me. I was doing something. This person came along and tried to stop me. The person really tried to stop me from doing what I was doing. Brooke quickly went to Katie's side. Tears started coming out of Brooke's eyes. Brooke said, "Oh my God, Katie. Katie is awake now." Katie wanted to say something. Her throat felt really dry. She had trouble getting the words out because her throat was so dry. Katie had to try hard to speak because of how dry her throat was. The woman said water quietly. A nurse helped her drink from a straw. Then she was able to talk. Her eyes locked onto Brooke's eyes. Katie said someone followed her. This person was driving an SUV. They did not stop, Katie said. The SUV just kept going, Katie explained. Brooke's face turned really pale. She said, "It was an accident, sweetheart." Brooke was trying to make everything okay, so she said it was an accident. Brooke wanted to make sure everyone knew that it was not on purpose. Brooke felt bad about what happened. Katie shook her head slowly. She said, "No, the cars were too close to each other. The cars were moving fast." Ridge and Bill looked at each other. You could tell they were not comfortable. Ridge and Bill did not like what was happening, so they exchanged looks. Ridge asked if I saw who was driving the car. He wanted to know who was behind the wheel. Ridge really wanted to know about the driver of the car. Katie looked really unhappy. She was trying to think back. She said, "No. I did get some messages before the car crashed." Brooke's heart almost stopped beating. It was a scary moment for Brooke. Brooke thought something bad was going to happen to Brooke. The woman asked what messages they were talking about. She wanted to know what was going on. What messages were they referring to, she wondered. Katie stopped for a moment. Her eyes got a little smaller. "They are making threats against me," Katie said. "They are telling me to stop looking into this thing, to stop digging into it, the whole thing with the threats and all that." Katie did not like the threats. They were telling her to stop digging. The room went silent. It was like everyone just stopped talking at once. The room was really quiet. The silence in the room was very strange. The room was silent. Bill asked what they were digging into. He did that very carefully. Katie took a breath. "Brooke." Everyone was looking at her now. Katie kept talking. She said, "You were hiding something." Then she said that someone did not want her to find out what the thing was that you were hiding. Katie was talking about you and the thing that you were hiding. Someone did not want Katie to know about the thing that you were hiding. Brooke's lips were shaking. Brooke said to Katie, "Katie, Brooke would never hurt Katie." Katie whispered, "Did someone hurt me because of you?" The question was just sitting there like a gun that's ready to go off. It was really quiet. Everyone was waiting to see what would happen next with the question. The question was still hanging in the air. A dangerous secret. Brooke was really feeling the heat from Ridge, Bill, and the police. They were over her. So Brooke finally told the truth. She confessed because of all the pressure from Ridge, Bill, and the police. She was in on a secret with an investor who wanted control over Forrester Creations. This deal was not against the law. It was a big gamble. Katie had found out some things about the deal by looking at the records of Forrester Creations. Katie had learned that the deal with the investor was very risky for Forrester Creations. Brooke said this. She was crying. She did not tell anyone about the situation because Brooke thought Brooke could deal with it by herself. Then Katie talked to Brooke about it and Brooke saw that the situation with Katie was really bad. Ridge asked if it was bad enough that someone would try to hurt her. Brooke shook her head hard. "I would never ask for that," Brooke said. "I swear that is the truth," Brooke added. The damage was already done. The family was not seeing things the way. They had ideas and opinions, and this was causing a lot of tension. The family was divided. Some people thought Brooke did not do anything. They believed Brooke was another person who had bad things happen to her because of the situation she was in. Brooke was a victim of what happened. Others weren't so sure. In the world of the bold and the beautiful, secrets do not stay hidden for long. The bold and the beautiful is a place where secrets come out eventually. This is what happens in the bold and the beautiful. And blood is never just blood. The cliffhanger. Katie was getting slowly. Then some new evidence came out. This new evidence was about Katie. Security footage showed the SUV waiting near Forrester Creations. The SUV was waiting for a while before it started following Katie's car. This is what the security footage showed us about the SUV in Katie's car. The SUV was following Katie's car. The car was registered to a company that does not really exist. The company is called a company. This means the car was registered to the shell company. A shell company connected to Brooke's secret investor. When Detective Sanchez told Brooke the news, she felt really bad. Fell into Ridge's arms. Detective Sanchez was there to tell Brooke something. It was so sad that Brooke collapsed into Ridge's arms. The woman cried. She said, "I did not know." She said, "I did not know how bad the man was." The question was still there. So I was thinking about Brooke and the things she did. Did Brooke's choices really put Katie in a situation? Was Katie in trouble because of what Brooke did? I mean, did Brooke's decisions make Katie a target, put Katie in the crosshairs? So was there really more to the story than anyone actually realized about the story? Maybe the story had some parts that people did not know about the story. Because in Los Angeles, nothing is ever simple. And when family, power, and secrets collide, someone always pays the price.